Hello, and welcome back to the 300 Days of Disney. Today on our Day 1 episode, we'll be talking about Walt before Mickey. Walt, the man behind the myth, and one of my favourite TV shows of all time, and something I can't wait to talk about with you guys, Goof Troop. Let's get started, shall we? Goof Troop, the amazing series from 1992 that has stuck in my mind for 2 decades, with a theme song that is equally as memorable, follows the Goof family of Max and Goofy on their crazy adventures, torturing their neighbour Pete and screwing up nearly everything along the way. Pete the cat. Yes guys, I said cat. He was designed as an anthropomorphic cat. Is probably the most famous and most used Disney villain of all time, featuring in plenty of movies, TV shows, video games, and even a cameo in the live action and animated film Who Framed Roger Rabbit along the way. Contrary to popular belief, Pete is actually the oldest continuing Disney character, debuting in 1925 in Alice Solves the Puzzle, made by Walt's first company, Laugh-O-Gram Studios, making him a whole 3 years older than Mickey Mouse. Talk about a villain that never dies, guys. But as with all Disney films, he's a villain we all can't help but love. Pete's son PJ is another character that's actually a lot older than people realise. He'll always be most remembered from Goof Troop and the 2 Goofy movies, but he originally appeared in 1942 in a Donald Duck short where he actually played the bad guy, if you could believe. Good thing they changed his personality, because I don't think Goof Troop would be the same without Max's loyal best friend. Pete's youngest, Pistol, was named in honour of her father, from an original Mickey Mouse cartoon where he went by the fun moniker of Pistol Pete. Just like her mother, Peg Pete, who was also named after a Mickey Mouse original, this time Pete was playing Peg Leg Pete. Unfortunately, neither of them ever actually appeared in anything other than Goof Troop, not even the movies, which came from them. This could probably be something to do with the fact that they were just supporting characters compared to the likes of Pete and his son PJ, as they helped to show Goofy and Pete's rivalry with each other by pitting their sons against each other. Hey, we still got them, and it's a good thing we did, because they helped to show a softer side of Pete and make him less of a villain. And at the end of the day, it's nice to see someone that can put Pete in his place and not see him fight back. Good on you, Peg.
His kid tries to give him one and you go and steal it from him! Of all the low-down, miserable, no-good!
Don't blame him. I did it for you and the kids.
I wouldn't luau with you if my hula hips depended on it!
Now, let's talk about the stars of the show, Max and Goofy. Max Goof was the first child of Disney's sensational 6, rather than, say, nephews like Donald Duck had. Now, Max is actually younger than his best friend PJ by a whole 8 years. Max came onto the scene in 1950 in Fathers Are People Too. However, he wasn't known as Max then, he was only known as Goofy Jr. It wasn't until 1992 with Goof Troop that he was renamed to Max, which I think we can all agree suits him way better. Max has aged through the years from being a young child in the 50s to becoming around 11 in Goof Troop. And as Goof Troop progressed, he ages to become a young adult, where we finally see him off to college in the Goof Troop's second film, an extremely goofy movie. The creation of Max was a wonderful thing for the character of Goofy, and the adventures we see from the Goof Troop is what will make Goofy stay in my heart forever. Goofy may be an original, but before Goof Troop and Max, he was always just seen as the screw-up and the dopey character. We started to see another side to this character, which gave him soul. He became not just that goofball, but a loving father that would do anything for his son. He was always a kind-hearted character, don't get me wrong, but this took it to a whole new level. I would give you more of a history on Goofy, but I'll save that for a video on the history of the Sensational Six. But for now, I will say, if you haven't already, hunt it down and watch the Goof Troop with a total of 78 episodes, 2 movies, a video game, and a holiday special. You'll have more than enough Goofy mayhem to keep you going for a good while. Walt, the man behind the myth. When it comes to documentaries, this will be up there in one of my favourite films of all time. Starting with the birth of Walt in December 1901, this beautiful documentary goes through all of Walt's life, discussing every aspect, the good and the bad. What can make this better? It's narrated by the wonderful Dick Van Dyke, a voice that will go up there with the epics like Morgan Freeman, James Earl Jones, and Sean Connery. Mr. Van Dyke explains Walt's wonderful journey through his life and how hard he had to struggle to build one of the most important companies this world has ever seen. I know it's the most important one in my life, that's for sure. With interviews and talks with family members such as Walt's daughter and niece, was made possible as this film was made by the Walt Disney Family Foundation. As well as family members, we also see interviews from many Disney employees and artists, friends and celebrities, and we discuss every corner of this man's life. Whether it be Walt's first company, Laugh-O-Gram Studios in Kansas, Missouri, Walt's guilt for his mother's death because of a gas fault in the house he built her, the awful artist strike that broke Walt's heart, to the birth of his daughter and the start of his family, not to mention the birth of his dream, a beautiful Disney community that we now know as the Walt Disney Parks. This documentary will have you sitting in awe at how wonderful this man really was, and if I'm perfectly honest, it brought me to tears. This man is the biggest hero in my life, guys. It will shock you and scare you and move you like any great documentary should. Now, Walt before Mickey. With watching the documentary beforehand, this really put some heart in this film before me. Walt Before Mickey was released in 2015, and apparently with not much hype surrounding it, as I didn't even know it existed until recently. While this film is based on a book of the same name by Timothy Susanen, it seems to be more of a drama film than a biopic. While this film, starring John Heder as Roy, Walt's elder brother, Napoleon Dynamite, and American Pie actor Ian Thomas Nicholas as Walt himself, does cover quite a lot of things that did happen during Walt's life, including his artists being stole from him, dealing with studios, and his romance with his wife Lillian. Disney, a lot of this film was given that Hollywood effect and made into a drama. However, with a bland script and dull performances all around, this was a huge disappointment. This film obviously wasn't well received, and critics have bashed it. However, I will give it its dues. I watched it all, and I wasn't exactly bored. I enjoyed it, but it's not a movie I would ever run back to. And it didn't emotionally move me. When a documentary like Walt, the Man Behind the Myth can make me break down in tears, and a drama film based on the exact same thing can't, well, that kind of says a lot, guys. However, if you're just looking for something to watch that's Disney related and don't really care, I would say, yeah guys, give this a look. But again, you won't watch it twice, whereas I have, and I will, many more times with Walt, the Man Behind the Myth. If you really want to learn who the man himself was and find out how important Walt was to this planet, please check out Walt, the Man Behind the Myth. And you guys know I will recommend Goof Troop to binge watch over and over again. But I want to hear if you guys think we should be seeing more stuff like this. A good movie about Walt's life. More documentaries about the man himself. And specific aspects, such as his development of animatronics for the parks. Or his creation of specific films. Please let me know in the comments section below. Now, for tomorrow's video, I think we should talk about the film everyone knows is Walt's masterpiece. The one that made him big, Snow White. Also talk some DuckTales, one of the greatest and most popular Disney TV shows ever. And as for the game, we are finally, after a 14-year wait, getting Kingdom Hearts 3. I think it's fitting to talk about the first game in the franchise, Kingdom Hearts 1, and possibly my favourite and most played video game ever. I want to hear what you want to see for day 3, guys, so let me know in the comment section below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you always know when the magic is live. And until tomorrow, guys, much love and au revoir.